Hi guys, this is Martin here, and we are getting into what probably excites me the most about the whole Facebook strategy is the ad copy, the hooks and the images. Now, to give you an idea what this entails, if you go onto Facebook, like for example, you saw my advertisement and that's how you got into this group. What we would call this, these first two lines or first three lines even, you know, that is called your hook. Then your copy would be the meat of it all, which is basically doesn't really matter how long or how short it is, as long as it is engaging. So that was the meat of the copy. And then basically you got the visual here, which is the image or the video or whatever you're going to be using. So this is what you would typically see on Facebook before you engage with an ad. And that is what I've just basically given you here just to kickstart you. I'm not going to go into the psychology or why the ad is written in this way or why we're using the images and that sort of type of thing. That's not what this course is for. Is I'm giving you a straight in there copy that basically has basically pulled in clients for strength and performance. Now, just to give you an idea, in October we ran this campaign and we basically got in 45 new clients for the whole of November. So this exact ad copy is what I'm basically going to give you, and all you need to do is copy and paste it really, and make a few corrections obviously before that. So if I was you, I would open up, I don't know whether you have Evernote. If you have Evernote, that's great. Get that open and get that up there, and then just copy. I'm going to go through this copy with you right now, just to show you how easily you can edit it yourself as well, and just put in whatever your offer is and so forth. Okay, so it's making all these silly lines right now, but we'll work through that. So the 28-day challenge is typically, you can change this if you have an 8-week program, or if you have whatever you want to call your program. So we obviously have programs that are called Strong and Jacked, and a few other different programs. So if you just change the offer, so this is your offer, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, a 28-day challenge. That's what we had. So you can change that as, you know, to whatever offer you want them to change. We had obviously this, and this has really worked really well for ourselves. So basically it's 28-day challenge. We're looking for 10 people to challenge themselves. We've been tinkering in the strength and performance, it should say headquarters, with a new revolutionary system. So this is your hook, right? So this is very important because to give you an idea of what it would look like if you are on Facebook, this is the first line, the first 3 lines you would see on mobile traffic. So that's very important to have your first few lines should hook them into the ad so they can read further and to inquire what this is about. So those are very important. Now what I've also done with that is I've given you a few hooks here that you can split test or that you can use as your different hooks if that hook is not pulling in the ad. So these are just more weapons in your arsenal really. So let's go into this copy. So basically this goes on and says, in fact, it's crazy, over the last 28 days we've been testing the new simple scientific methods and I'm astounded. We can no longer hold on to this information to ourselves, so we're inviting 10 lucky a lucky 10 to come and road test the methods. Click here to apply. Now the reason why we do that is if people were already sold on this few first lines, they just want to go and apply, right? We don't need to send them all the way to the bottom of the copy, but obviously if you want them to read all of it, like obviously what we have in here is we have the price of the program as well in this copy. So you know, people, and because this was a lower barrier of entry, because we dropped the price for £30 to our normal program, people were excited to get involved obviously with S&P. So this first section here is very important. This ClickFunnels link, I'll show you guys in the other material which links we are using. So what I want you to do is open up an Evernote document or a Google document. Don't use the notes button, this notes here, that will break your code. So use the Evernote app or your Google Doc app, and just copy and paste all this, because this link is what we're gonna keep on that document as well. Okay. So what we basically said here, to just further on getting into the meat of the copy, obviously remember that was your hooks. Not only that, we're rolling it out at a pretty darn good saving compared to what we usually charge, at least double, but it comes with a caveat. You must be willing to do the work. So yes, basically we're pushing away some people right now. We're just saying like, look, it does require some work to do. And yes, what we require basically is what they're gonna get with what we're gonna give away to them. So it's basically commitment to 3 fully coached sessions per week. So now they know they're gonna get 3 fully coached sessions per week, and they're gonna get guidance through the whole process, because we tell them we're gonna guide them through the whole process. And we're saying no skipping sessions, otherwise they mess up the system. So what we want there is people who are willing to come at least 3 times a week, who are willing to be guided and to basically get the results. So yeah, we offered the jam-packed nutrition breakthrough seminar prior to the start. So if you want to go to Strength for Performance's Facebook page, you'll see we did a live feed, and all we did on that seminar was just calculate their individual macros to give them a plan. So they know they're getting a breakthrough seminar. It was a 2-hour seminar, didn't even need to be that long, maybe an hour, where we just talked about the key things: protein, carbs, fats, and that sort of type of stuff. Okay, and then be prepared to have your skin fold measurements taken, obviously body fat and weighed in, so we can monitor the crazy drop, and get involved in our private members Facebook group, that our coaches can guide you and support you. Access to our members portal, which is a membership website that we have at S&P. Our revolutionary level 1 nutrition booklet that has transformed over 300 people's lives just this year alone. So all of these things are things that we are going to give to them. So that is where we position. This is where they actually know what they're going to get. And now we do another push away here, where we say, before we launch this, I want to say, if you are like I was just 21 days ago, albeit I'm a coach, and you've got out of sorts with your training and nutrition and need a kickstart, this is potentially for you. However, I'll say this, it takes commitment. Only the dedicated will get through and get access to the secret blueprint. Once you're onto the blueprint, you'll have the knowledge forever, basically. And then here's where we say the investment for the 28 days and access to the secret blueprint is only so much. It is cheap, right? And then we worked out how much per session it is, because there's a lot of boot camps that offer pay as you go sessions for £5, £3, and you know, oftentimes 69 quid upfront can seem like a lot, but you know, when you break it down for them, it's £5 a session, plus all of the cool stuff in the secret blueprint. Okay, then we had the start date in here was the 31st of October. We said application close in just 11 days from now. So we ran that within 11 days, just before the 29th of October, we stopped it. We got 45 new clients from that, and click here to apply, and we will update that on the on where you get that link. So basically, you've got your, all you need to go and do right now is just adjust this copy a little bit for the program that you're offering. Now, here's one thing that I will say: people get hooked on this 28-day challenge. Yeah, you know, we don't want to sell 28 days because no one gets result in 28 days. What you have to understand, the strategy that we ran for this was, other people are gonna sell 28 days regardless, and they're probably not as good as our service is. But what we want to do is we want to get people in for the 28 days and then service them properly so that we can retain them for long term. Now, being quite open and honest, only 10 people of the 45 that we had, no, actually 15 people of the 45 that we had stayed on, and is still a member right now. So the other 25 members, or the other 30 members, they were just there for the 28 days, but they were probably people who wasn't really suited for our product, and they weren't willing to pay the £99 program for our service. But if you look at it in a bigger in the bigger sphere of stuff, there were people who were willing to pay the £69 just to come and test how we are, and then they stayed on, and 15 of them stayed on. So basically, that's £1,500 that we additionally made per month with those people just staying on. So whatever your offer is, it can be an 8-week offer, it can be an 8-week challenge, or whatever your product is that you want to sell. You just update this copy accordingly, and then obviously just make sure that what you're giving to them is what you're actually giving to them. So just adjust this copy a little bit more, and then obviously you've got some other hooks. So finally, excited is an understatement for what we are about to release, and that was obviously the marketing that we did in October. So if we go in here, if we find that this 28-day challenge isn't really working, we can just replace that copy with something else, so it makes sense in that way. So I've given you 3 hooks here that you can just test. This one basically says the product as well. When we starts 14th of January, and it's only £99. Included free nutrition seminar. This is just another way of getting people hooked in. And then this one is one of my all-time favorites. This is probably, I'm gutted that I'm actually giving this one away, because this is my best one. It says, do you want radical fitness results? Do you live 10, 15, even 20 minutes away from whatever your location is? Then this might be for you. This basically qualifies them on the result, this qualifies them on a location, and then this tells them, this might be for them. So then if we work into the images, now Facebook has gone and said, look, I don't want any more writing in my images. I prefer just super clean images that has got no line. You'll see a lot of people have like borders around it and with text in it. But what typically works better is images that you've taken in your facility yourself. These are royalty-free images that you can just get on the internet, and these are the ones that's probably pulled in the most for me in terms of images. I typically only use video, so I have in this Facebook group shown you a video. Let's just get back to that. I've shown you a video that really pulls in a lot of clients for us. This video is like extraordinary that we're going to be releasing, and similar videos like this pulls in a lot of clients for us. But if you don't have that yet, what I've done is I've just given you some images, 2 for the women and 2 for the guys, that has pulled in some really good clients or members for us, and the ads run really well. So use these images, very easy. You can just save the image and then use it in your marketing. That's as easy as it is. So in this one, you've got ad copy that you can adjust a little bit to just to resemble your product and what you're going to give people, and also your cost as well. You've got hooks that, if this ad for whatever reason isn't really working well, all you need to typically change with any ad is the first 3 lines or the first 2 lines, depending on how long your hook is. This one's obviously 3 lines, this one's 2 lines. And now you have your images as well. So if you're on the internet, you can chop and change as you want to. The key here really is is all 3 of these the copy, the hooks, and the images. So if you feel like this does not resemble what your business is obviously doing, then just find images that resemble what you're doing the closest, and then use those images or videos in your marketing. So yeah, that is this one where we dial down your ad copy and your hooks and your images. And yeah, let's see how to basically set up a page, because this ClickFunnels link, once they click on that, they will basically go to your landing page. So we are gonna sort that out for you as soon as possible. Alright guys, Martin here from Done for Fit Pros, and I'll catch you on the other side. Cheers, bye bye.